After 3 seasons as the head football coach at Jackson State University, Deion Sanders, also known as Coach Prime, announced that he's taking a new position as the head coach at Colorado, leaving the HBCU for a PWI, upsetting fans who booed him, out there singing the King George song, Keep Rolling, being disrespectful in the stands. And side note, while I was watching these old entitled people, I was like, where is the same energy for the city of Jackson and the state of Mississippi that's got y'all out here with contaminated water? But they're down there at the football field raising sand over Coach Prime's decision to move on when they should be thanking him for his service to the Jackson community and the HBCU community at large. Drawing attention to HBCUs and energizing the SWAC, winning 2 SWAC championships back-to-back, 2021 and 22, only losing 5 games in 3 whole seasons, 100% undefeated this last season, and then the season before, just 2 games away from being undefeated that season. I mean, they won every single game this year. The first time in the school's 145-year history. Then y'all have another president of some HBCU in Kentucky, Simmons College, openly wishing for Coach Prime to fail. His name is Dr. Kevin Cosby. This guy is not only the president of the HBCU, but a pastor talking like that. Just absolutely out of order, and I'm going to get more into why Coach Prime is not wrong for leaving Jackson State. But first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Coach Prime has been at the top of discussion. He was trending on Black Twitter when he announced that he was leaving Jackson State University, and my immediate reaction was definitely a selfish one. I was thinking, oh man, Coach Prime is leaving Jackson. It's been so good following his move to Mississippi. The energy he gave to the city during their tough times gave the folks a sense of pride and accomplishment, something to be excited and happy about. How he energized the whole SWAC and HBCUs in general, not just in sports, but increasing interest in HBCUs. More interest in Hampton, Howard, Florida A&M, Alabama State, Bethune. It's been pretty exciting watching the behind-the-scenes activities of the team and the development of the young men as well. Coach Prime not only motivating them to win football games, but motivating them in life. So for sure, it's been very inspirational to watch. And for so many, bittersweet watching him leave. But we have to remember, he's made history at Jackson, and he's making history again as the first HBCU head coach to get a Power 5 job. We're always talking about diversity in coaching at the college level and the NFL, but when we see someone making strides and breaking barriers, why do so many people have the urge to pull them back? That crab in a bucket mentality. I mean, you have some folks out here talking about Coach Prime like he stole their money. He did nothing but give away his money while at JSU. And you had people stealing from him, breaking into his car, stealing credit cards, watches, all kinds of stuff happening. And then those cases never solved. He poured everything into that program. So in my opinion, Coach Prime did his job and he did not deserve the backlash. When he first moved his family to Mississippi, he moved his kids there and had to buy a house, accepting a contract with the school for only $300,000 per year, and then constantly donating his salary back to the school, back to the team for them to get what they needed, and even to help pay his coaches. Coach Prime spent more money out of his own pocket being there than what he was getting paid to be there. And no, he obviously wasn't there for money. He wanted to build the program. And hey, that's what he did. You know, you have so many lazy people working at these universities, from administration to staff, department to department. Do you know that Coach Prime would ask the facility management people to cut the lawn? And if they didn't do it quick enough or he had to wait and ask another time, he just went out there and started cutting the grass on his own? They had dilapidated facilities. He had to make sure he got his team a practice field, locker rooms, equipment. We're talking about a man who also leveraged his relationships, secured sponsorships for the team, helmets, jerseys, blazers, and slacks for the team to be presentable when they traveled, leveraged relationships with American Airlines for the team to fly when they had to play long distance. You know, there are some HBCU football teams, they had to cancel games if they didn't have enough money to travel. So no, it's not just a Jackson State issue. But Jackson, Mississippi had no water. During that time, he made sure his team had somewhere to stay. They stayed in hotels those weeks, so the players had somewhere to sleep and eat, made sure they had food. Coach Prime bent over backwards to take care of those young men. And to see people on Black Twitter treating him like this, it's like, what are you talking about? But Coach Prime energized HBCUs in general. Everywhere Jackson State went, cameras followed. Eyeballs followed. ESPN Game Day, Good Morning America, 60 Minutes, games sold out, home games, away games, publicity and money brought to those HBCUs and those surrounding local economies that benefited from it. All of that indirectly a result of what Coach Prime was doing at Jackson. He went over to Mississippi Valley State, a Jackson State rival, earlier this year, met with the head coach over there that's a Jackson alum, and saw that his practice field was also horrible. He told the head coach of the team's rival that he wanted to help him get a practice field for his team too. You know, Coach Prime's heart's so big, passion for not just winning in football, but for people. He literally worked at Jackson State for free. It's like he paid them to be there and work for them. And most of these people talking crap, they never went to school at a HBCU, let alone visited the school for anything, never donated anything. We also know of the big issue of HBCUs not really collecting donations from alums. The Black business class and celebrities, they're also not pouring any money into these programs. Nobody's putting up the money. And then you also have to look at the administrators at these schools, especially Jackson State University. They just sat back and had him do all the heavy lifting alone. He wasn't just doing the work of the coach, but it was like he was the athletic director, the president. Did anybody else show up to work? And I hate to say it, but it's true. Time and time again, you have these HBCUs mismanaged, just a lot of people making comfortable salaries to ride around campus in Benzes and BMWs, but their football players don't have any housing. They can't get a meal plan. They're telling these guys they have to pay for school, get a job, find food, and also maintain weight. You know, the things that the students are putting up with in these programs, it's embarrassing. They should be honoring Coach Prime and putting him in the HBCU Hall of Fame, thanking him for what he's built, leaving Jackson State in a much better place, leaving HBCU football in a much better place. They should be able to attract the next Coach Prime. But who's going to want to dedicate and donate their time, energy, and resources to get treated like this? It's like people are good to you until you don't give them what they want. And then Black people as a group, we have to start investing in these HBCUs and giving back instead of giving all the money to Gucci, Balenciaga, $400 hair weaves in Magic City. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Is Coach Prime wrong for leaving? Feel free to chime in. Special thank you to Robert P., Dark Power, and Havelock. I appreciate all of you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.